event service. We do event planning, consultancy services with events. Done a bit of that for now. I do consulting in HR as well. But by the virtue of my training. But like I said, I've sort of stepped down a bit from that and just take my event planning more for now.
Why is that so?
Well, when you get to a certain age, you have to start thinking of okay, you want to do most things that are pleasurable to you, but also still makes money. So when I say I've stepped down, it's just only this year that I did that because I was finding out that I had to concentrate more on the events that I had, which was affecting the time I give the organizations that I consult for. That was standing. Next year is the next year. January is always the slow time for us in our space. I might decide to pick it up again and run a 6 months contract.
I also know you run and you manage.
Yes, I'm the president.
Okay, tell us a bit about that.
Okay, let me give you a bit of history of how I got into APPOEMN. I relocated from England in 2011, and when I decided that I wanted to do event planning in Nigeria, I really didn't want to jump into it because I did it in England, but one thing I found out that the system and the environment is totally different. So I needed to associate with people who are already working fully in this event space in Nigeria. So I was looking for people, associations, gatherings, or people who make how do you deal with people in Nigeria? How do you deal with workers in event space and all that? Fortunately, APPOEMN was launching. That was in 2012. I attended the launch at that time and I said, okay, this is where I want to be. I'll be able to learn what I'm requiring from them. So I started off with that poem and then in, I think 2013 or 14, because there was not an effective ESCO there, we now worked in like a caretaker committee, which I was now a member of at that time. The committee ran for 2 years and we organized an election. At the election, I became the vice president and I did a two-term of 2 years each as vice president. And then, we had another election and I became the president. Okay, so that, the event space was an all-commerce space. Anybody can wake up tomorrow and say, I want to be either an event planner, a decorator, a caterer, this. So after we decided, okay, let's bring people together. Let's have a common goal. Let's have a common standard that people can work with. And so we slowly started building those standards. We have members in Abuja, we have in the East, we have in the Southwest, Ondo, Ikiti, and things like that. So that's basically what it's not only for planners. Once you run in the event space, you are welcome into the association because it helps us come together and say, okay, what is it that we're doing well as event professionals? How do we help each other? How do we hold each other's hands? Given that maybe there's not even any government backing to this issue. That was more evident during COVID. Everybody forgot us. When we talk about the entertainment industry, they are looking for actors, music people, and all that. Nobody remembers the event space. I won't call it event plan, it's event space in itself. So in Lagos, we've started knocking the government doors, and I can happily say that we have the ears of Lagos State government. At least some of the Ministry, Tourism, Safety Commission, who was very prevalent during COVID. We consider ourselves as partners when we're doing things, and they call us if they are thinking of doing something that would affect the event space. We have not gotten to where we're going. We want something, we want a sort of edict act that can protect us, that can help us also to run our businesses so that it's not an all comers. Anybody come and say, okay, I'm an event planner. Yes, everybody can be an event planner, but what is it that is holding us together? So we need some professional ethics that can be backed up by the law. If somebody does anything wrong, even as the president of Apple, I don't have any rights to call them together. I can only do a Facebook page or Instagram call out of the person. But how do we protect ourselves? So that's what we're doing. We've gone a step further because apart from APPOEMN, we have sectorial associations now. The caterers have the association, the decorators have an association, rental people have an association. But in all those associations, we now come together as a coalition to help us become stronger. Because, like they said, Agbajowo Lafin Soya. So when we become that force that government recognizes, I think we'll have a better we'll have a better place within the state, the country, and we'll be able to do things properly as well.
So what would you say you've been able to do in a very short time?
Yes, like the coalition. The coalition was my idea, and it all stemmed from COVID. During COVID, when we saw that nobody was recognizing us, I called and then they shut everybody down. The event centers were suffering. We were suffering. So I called all the association heads and said, we need to begin to take charge over our space and we need to begin to have a voice. So we came out together as a coalition, and as a result of that, some other associations also began. The drinks industry, they started their own industry. The caterers had challenges in events. Events were having after parties. They want to go home. They've been working since morning. They want to, at the end of the day, but party goers are still holding on to their cups and things like that. How do we manage all that? So in that coalition, that's what we talk about. We talk about safety that affects everybody, and safety that will help us run better without running into trouble. So that's one thing that I have done with the cooperation of everyone. It's not a single-handed thing. So we all come together. So we have that coalition, and we are thinking of how, because it's unregistered right now. How do we make it go even beyond our own term? Every one of us have terms. After the term, what happens? So those are the things we're looking at. Without turning it to another association, how do we make it, a perpetuity, so that we all, if everybody talks in the industry, we're all talking with the same voice. So those keep talking to the safety commission, and there are so many times I've had conversations with them and said, look, please explain to me why you're doing this. Who does this help? And they're giving us good ears to talk to them, listen to us from our own point of view of the ones that are doing the work. You just see us from a very, very surface. I mean, Ministry of Igbadun and enjoyment, but it's not, it's hard work. So if you want to tell us that, for instance, there was a time they were about to bring some edits that they said Lagos State said that we have to register people. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to stand at the door and start asking my guests
Yes.
to start registering. Yes, we can ask the clients, which is what we eventually agreed to do, to make sure that they have a way of keeping their own guest list, which they give to us. That okay, for this event, that was right in the midst of the heavy COVID. That's what we're going to use, and we were able to in 2003. I've known people like Yewande Zacchaeus as far back as that. 2003, but there were very, very few people at that time. Now in 2003, not even a little way before then, street parties stopped. Elastic stopped. Now started having caterers doing food. Before it's elastic, call elastic, bring plates, bring this, close the street. So it has evolved from that into getting caterers to do your work. That has evolved as well into caterers are evolving every day. There are people that would not use ordinary caterers. They want people who can do a physic for them. By the time they finish arranging your home, you think you're in another world. So those are the things. There's no impossibility within the industry anymore. Whatever you want, as people try and find ways of trying to make it happen. Yes, they try to copy a lot of, I won't say just Western, even Indian weddings. It is always fun fair. They are bringing a bit of that into the country. But people, we are also exporting our own values in English, or I don't want to use English. You have them spraying money now. So there's an intertwining of culture and behaviors. There's intermarriage. How do you do marriage between a Nigerian and an American or something like that? They want you to bring on the rich culture. So our culture is not limited to geographical space anymore. I've seen even full not non-Nigerian weddings being presented in the Nigerian because they just love it. So those are the sort of things that have happened. So it's not a localized thing. The TIC we did, our thing was globalization. Don't box yourself into the Nigerian environment. Think global. If somebody from Mongolia tells you to come and plan a wedding, what do you need to do? How do you need to go about it? So those were the values, for instance, we were passing on during the last 2 years.
Talking about what you do, your own experience doing space.
In the Nigerian space, the first thing you have is you must be passionate. I feel sorry for people who feel that, events, there's a lot of money in events. Let me go into events. Frustration will drive you out of it. Now it went from, okay, when you tell people 10 years ago that you need an event plan to do your event, some people, well, maybe 5 out of 10 will ask you, what do I need an event plan for? But now, people have found out that if you want to have a successful event, you cannot not have a planner to help you do it. If you think that you are good at planning and you want to do your planning yourself, you will still need to have somebody help you coordinate those things that you have planned. So that's that sort of evolving that has, even if you want to have a party in your sitting room, majority of people will call a planner to help them handle it now. So that's the evolving that has happened in the industry. And event planning is not limited to only parties. The corporate world, where you want to have team building events, you don't leave it to your HR team or marketing team to do it. You call in an outsider who acts as a consultant and leaves you to be able to do other things while they plan that event for you and help you execute it.
Tell us a bit about your program.
I was with Lagos. I went to school in Lagos, where I did my primary and secondary school in Lagos. I started off at Ami Children's School in Yaba, and then I went to Methodist Girls High School in Yaba as well. And after my O levels, I went to England, and I was in England, did my A levels, and went to university there. I came back home, settled in Nigeria, got married, but when my children got to a particular age, I felt the need to take them out. So I went back to England and I spent another 10 years in England, giving my children an education, but I was working and doing that. My first child finished and decided to come back to Nigeria. That she's not staying in England though. She feels that Africa is going to be me. And she's doing well. She works with McKinsey. Oh, my second daughter is now in America. She's studying. She's finished her medicine. She's a resident doctor, but she's doing her fellowship. My third daughter is now in Canada. She too is finished. She's doing her MBA in Canada. And then my son, also who's finished school, is taking time out in Nigeria, but he'll go back to Canada. So,
Okay. So do you feel fulfilled with what you do?
yes, I would have been frustrated because sometimes dealing with clients can be frustrating. Some clients just know that they get event planners because the person next door has gotten an event planner. They don't really know what the duties of the event planner is. So they are trying to do your work for you. They are, trying to micromanage you and things like that. It doesn't work like that in India. When you get an event planner, you allow them to lead and do the work. But here, but if it wasn't for the passion, I love helping people. I love okay, you want to do something, just sit there, let me go and do it for you. That has been ingrained in me. And I believe that that is what is keeping me going. And the other passion I have is that by the time I leave this industry, I want to leave it better. I want there to be something the younger ones that are coming up have something to look forward to. They have a more organized event space they are working in. So it's like trying to leave a legacy because I want to look back when I'm 70, when I'm 80, that, oh yes, I'm proud to be a member of this space.